Hello everyone, this time hopefully for real.
Hello.
Hi guys, how are you doing? I have
Hello.
to, okay. To fix the audio, we are having a little bit of problem with BuggerKit right now. We can't seem to. I don't think we are live on BuggerKit right now, but Simone is trying to fix it as we
I'm
talk.
working on it.
That is
Okay, we should be live. Okay, I
okay.
understood. The problem, we should be live on BuckerKit in exactly 2 minutes.
Okay, so we'll be there with our friends on BuggerKit as well. Right now we are 24 minutes away from the end of the Household Volume 2 campaign. 515 something thousand euros, 3,360 backers, and
Sense less
270 people
numbers
on
everywhere.
trade. And by the way, for the occasion, I'm wearing where it is, my Baker Train pins that the guys at Baker Kit gave us at PAX Unplugged. So it should bring some luck. I'll tell you guys at Baker Kit if it actually works. Today we also have with us Daniela because she's not working on any stretch goal right now as we speak, or should I say because she will be working at a stretch goal as we speak, but we'll talk about that in a minute. There's too many of
Now
you.
we are live on BuckerKit as well. Sorry if you.
Yeah.
So you can now choose if following us on BuckerKit or on YouTube. Sorry for the issues, but it's solved.
We are doing overtime, unfortunately.
Yes.
I believe it should be. Let me check if everything is alright for the overtime, but should be enabled, and that means that at the end of this live stream, so at the end of this campaign, so in 20 minutes, the campaign will not actually stop if you're not familiar with BuckerKit and the overtime mode, but it will keep on going until the train is running, and the train will run until there is a backer at least every 10 minutes. So every
Yes.
10 minutes, if someone back the campaign, or I believe even add an add-on or anything,
Yes. Yes.
if there is any kind of money coming inside the crowdfunding page,
The clock will restart at 10 minutes.
So yeah,
and we will be here stuck with you until we are strength left.
as I
Which
always
was
say,
me a lot because our strength, we used it every single drop of it in the last weeks. But let's see.
as I always say, if this is your first overtime, your first final live stream with us, so you are not used to it, this will be a little bit of a strange live stream because we might turn off our webcams and just talk to you like this, or we might even revert to the music like this. And that's because we need to adjust something, do something, update the stretch goals, and check on the page and answer to people. So we are working as we are doing the live stream. Yay!
Yes. Ovviamente anche grazie a tutti gli italiani che vedo molto numerosi in questa chat della live, grazie per tutti quelli che ci stanno supportando, che ci hanno supportato e che ci stanno ancora supportando tutt'oggi, arrivano a frotte. Grazie davvero, ovviamente grazie per essere qui anche per tenerci compagnia mentre faticosamente parliamo inglese. Come sempre, se avete delle domande, curiosità, chiedete pure in italiano, cerchiamo di rispondere compatibilmente con la lingua in cui viene fatta la domanda.
Se riusciamo. Are you feeling about this big traguardo, about this big goal? How are we feeling? Daniel, how are you feeling about
I don't know what to say because I still can't believe it. It's really, I don't know. We wouldn't expect this at all at the beginning at this campaign, and it's really incredible.
Yeah, it's we say that plenty of time. I don't know if you can believe this, but we were aiming way lower than this. Not even in our wildest dream we could have imagined that household could surpass Outgunned or Outgunned Adventure. Um Really, half of what we had made, half of this amazing goal would have been enough reason to be happy for all of us. Of course, double is good as well. I'll take that. So we are over the moon. I can't find better words. We are um, just blown away by the amount of love, the amount of support that you're giving us, and by the love that you're showing for this little game household. That really, this is a game that was born in the worst condition, and that it's a game that I cannot stress enough. Simply doesn't make sense that too money on the art and production, and then it's just something that you do for passion. It wouldn't make sense to do it otherwise. We couldn't expect this to be so well received. So thank you again, Simone. How are you feeling?
I'm feeling overwhelmed, of course, as Grelo is saying. We were not ready this time. That's 100% true. We always claim that you are not, the backers are not ready for everything we have in store. For those of you who are not so used to our campaign, it's a thing that we state a lot. But this time, I must admit, we were not ready. Not at least ready. With the amount of people, of backers, of love and support from you, from the community here on our social and Discord servers, Facebook and Instagram, a lot of people asking, a lot of people, of new people, a lot of people are knowing the game, jumping aboard, and that's really the most important thing for us, that household keeps spreading and keeps be played to more and more and more people. So yes, overwhelmed is the accurate.
And I can see that there
Hi
is
Fabio Porfidian here, that many of you may know to be the author of the maps of the house and the garden too, and a couple of other things here and there.
Here I have the map of the house next to me.
Yes.
And
by
yeah, I see there is
our
some people.
Fabio Porfidia. And in the meantime, we reached 516,000 euros. If you are.
There is one question for. I want to take just 30 seconds to greet and welcome and thank people from the extended Two Little Mice family, people who are working at household or that used to work with us. There is, I can see there is Katerina, our translator in the chat right now with us. Hi Katerina, thank you for being here with us. If you notice any kind of, if you noticed a lot of the mistake I did furiously typing, this is not on Katerina. I want to clean her image.
You forced us to write a lot of updates in a very small amount of time.
So usually we check on with Katerina. This time we tried our best to avoid the mistake, but we didn't do a very great job. Also, I can see there is Martin from BakerKit. Martin is responsible for all these madness, for all of our campaigns, and he's the guy who gave me this little Baker Train pin that I will tell you, Martin, if it actually works as a lucky charm.
It's working. Up until then, it's definitely working. Let's see with the overtime mode.
It's also, of course, as Simone was saying, there is Fabio Porfidia in the chat, who is the cartographer for household, and for Household Volume 2 as well. Thank you, Fabio. And also, Fabio did all the amazing little symbols of the different factions of the garden. Okay, Martin, will do.
You have to make the choo-choo noise for it to work. Choo-choo.
There is one question for Daniela before I put you to work.
Okay.
They ask, what was the most challenging? We know that you've been doing a lot of art during the campaign. What was the most challenging piece of art during the campaign?
Well, there are two.
You can only say one.
Oh,
That's the law. I don't make the rules.
two.
No,
No.
no.
Okay.
You have to choose. Stop breaking the rules.
Then you would expect it has been the frog, but it was actually Rubio, because I
Rubio.
really can get his face right. So I've done it like 10 times.
Let me see if I can find Rubio. When did we unlock Rubio? It's going to
Like
be.
day 3, I think, day 4.
It's going to be
A
here
long
somewhere.
time ago.
Sorry.
Long time ago.
Here's Rubio. This one, this little guy here. And hi guys, everyone. People keep coming. Hope to meet you in Essen. Yes, we'll definitely be in Essen Spiel
Yes.
next year. Because I always say people imagine like Daniela is in some kind of glorious state where everything,
Yeah, magical flow.
comes natural. But there's in the studio here we are always struggling and shouting to each other and trying to achieve the best possible result. And I have to say that there was quite some reworking on Rubio.
Yeah, that was like the third phase and the
fourth,
I don't know,
airs,
third
yeah.
airs.
Yeah, I believe we I'm pretty sure I did at least 2 haircut, discarded haircuts
Yeah,
for
I
2
think
people.
so.
Which I'm not the illustrator, but Daniela did at least 4 or 5 possibly. Yeah, it took a little bit of work, but it's one of the most glorious
Yeah.
looking littling.
Now I can't think House of without Rubio. I really like
Yeah.
him.
And
It wasn't easy. It wasn't easy. But
grazie
now,
Giovanni,
yes,
cercheremo di essere più presenti quando le situazioni sono più calme. Why Daniela is here? I'm saying that Daniela is here to work because I don't know if you checked, if you had time to check the last update that we did just before coming to do this live stream. We made an update for a brand new stretch goal that we will unlock at 530,000, and that's a brand new extra character, so a 25th character that we may add to a Saga of the Long Winter. So this will be something like those 6 characters that are currently in a practical guide to living inside the house, which means that this 25th character will not fit in any particular timeline, in any particular storyline, but it will be kind of a free-form character that you can use, that you can play that you can use as NPC.
They will have exactly all the information to play.
Yeah.
Their prologue,
Ivan,
well written,
thank you.
and the possibility to be used in whatever adventures of the saga you choose. Very useful, sometimes if you have larger groups or whatever.
So this 20...
Sorry, I'm distracted. I don't know if you can hear. My cat is like destroying the studio. I hear ominous noise from where.
It's cat.
I'm really preoccupied. Okay.
For people
I don't
getting
wanna
digital stretch goal, will we get The audio guide, yes, of course, everyone
Yes,
will get
yes. The audio guide is for everyone, every single backers of this campaign, and the same with the soundtrack, of course. Will get this audio guide. The cat is finding something. I don't know, but it's making a lot of noise.
No, we can't hear Soren. So who's this character going to be?
Well,
We will make it live with you right now. And I will make you some question as we go through the overtime. So we will possibly decide some of the details for this character together. And yes, we'll see what comes up. I don't know if you like the idea, but we did this with Broken Compass, I believe, to actually paint something live, something that is part of the community, and we thought it would be a cool idea. So even if because when you do stretch goals in overtime mode,
We are officially in overtime mode because
freaking out.
Someone just pledged, and it's 9 minutes till the end, so at least this campaign will last for another 9 minutes and 40 seconds. And 10 minutes. So you will see this little fire that will reignite the engine of the battle train each time someone.
We are already
very
skyrocketing. It's still 13,000 euros to go, so we might not unlock it. So we were cautious to put something. Something that might not get unlocked. And as you know, we have a strict policy: we will not unlock something if we do not reach the goal. Otherwise, life doesn't make sense anymore. Stretch goal doesn't make sense anymore, and we live in chaos, which we will not allow. We'll try to make this character. Daniela will make a sketch, and so we'll have a nice new character. And if we reach the 530, this character will also have a background. It will also be featured in the books. If not, it will be a fun little memory from tonight.
This live stream.
Now stop embracing the chaos, guys. So, I see there are some suggestions for professions and for folks, but I am afraid to inform you that you already chose a folk and a profession for this little guy or girl, because during the campaign we have made 2 polls, and you've been asked to choose your favorite profession, and you've been asked to choose your favorite folk. So next time, pay attention to poll.
It was a trap. No, it was not. It wasn't a trap all along.
We always have
3,000 planned so far ahead, just to be completely transparent with you.
No, it was a plan.
It was a trap all along.
Grazie Sara, grazie tantissimo. So next time you see a poll, actually vote on the poll, because I'm tired of having 3,500 backers and like 4 people, including me and Martin, answering the polls. Otherwise, this happens and you get stuck with a new littling that is going to be a what folk?
Slua.
A slua. And it's going to be what profession, Simone?
The animal handler.
So, so much power for those 2 lucky people who actually voted the poll. So it's going to be a slua animal handler. But you still have a chance to vote for this character animal companion, which we didn't do because we didn't have the time. So, animal handler slua. What animal companion should this character have? Is it going to be one from volume 1 or one from volume 2? The choices are, if you don't remember, we got Bumblebee, which can be a cute bumblebee like yellow bumblebee or an assassin black kind of bumblebee. Then we have beetles. There is any kind of beetles, big and small. We have mouse, of course. We have the gecko, which is our funny little animal companion halfway through a monkey and a cat. That's where the gecko fits. Then we have the snail, and then we have the brand new animals, the ladybug and the mole, and we have the frog
The moth.
and the moth, which Daniela has. Where's the moth?
Right there.
Can't see the moth.
The
No.
demon
Yes.
moth.
That's too far away now. So Simone, you are in charge of reading the chat because I have everything going on here right now.
So, starting with Eden's Myth. It's the first vote, so I'm counting the votes, and probably I will make some mistake, but it is what it is. Life
It's a
is not fair. I'm sorry.
It
One
looks
for the
like a
snake,
moth.
one for the moth. One for the moth.
Oh god.
One for the hornet. I put bumblebee. Spider, no spider, Marie. Moth. Another for the moth.
I see a lot of
And
moth.
the
I believe
ladybug.
it's moth.
And the mole. And too many.
Let me see if I can.
Ladybug.
We had a moth. Sorry if I'm
about
clicking
you?
through. Oh, here we have a moth, an actual
Okay.
moth.
Another moth. No, moth.
It's fun because
Moth is winning by far.
yeah,
Like a lot.
I believe Seth
Oh,
is
there's also
voting
the
like
ladybug.
4 times. I don't know if
Ladybug.
I see that someone is cheating there, but I would go with moth. Do you want a moth?
Yeah.
So as
it's
Lua
fair.
with a moth. Let
Yes,
me
moth
see.
is winning. I'm afraid it's really winning. Like
Sorry. It's gonna be here.
now, a lot of mole are coming, but not enough. I'm sorry.
That
Moth
doesn't-
is the win. I declare Moth is the mole is the second place, but too many moth. I don't know how it's pronounced in English. The cow's moth.
So okay, so yeah, I was taking a look at the vocation that we plan to have. We also unlocked another 3 vocation. We got to have 6 new vocation along with the 6 that we already have in volume 1. So hi Nestor, hi John, hi, how are you doing, guys? Love to see a lot of friendly names and faces here. So we're doing a moth, and we are doing a Slua with a Slua animal handler with a moth. And what about the vocation? I don't know, Simone, if you have by hand the vocations from Household Volume 1.
Wait. Wait. Okay. I'm ready. Oh, really?
There is, I can confirm that there is already the idea. We don't have the character, but since we unlocked the mole, there is already the idea with Daniela to make an animal handler with a mole. So it would be, it should be already inside the A Saga of the Long Winter book. So you're going to have a mole animal handler anyway. At least that's the plan. Is it possible for overtime to never end? I don't know. Ask Martin. Martin, is it possible? Should we find out? I don't know. Hopefully not.
No.
So,
It will end.
new
Eventually.
animal handler vocation. We've got. It's hard because they are all in Italian in my notes. I should have translated them before. Yes, I should. But
We have the old ones.
now we are
if
here.
you want to start with
You
that.
have the old ones?
do.
Let's start with the old ones.
So, hear me out. The 6 vocation from the animal handler of Volume 1 are veterinarian, aristocrat, rancher, trainer, treat performer, and traveling merchant.
And in Household Volume 2, we will have the free spirit. So it's going to be like someone who lives in nature, actually. We have the dynamic duo, which means kind of friends for life, littling and animal companion doing mischievous things. We have the I would say explorer. It's not going to be the final name, but basically someone who is kind of like a guide for other people, kind of like a pioneer. Then we've got the acolyte, and then we have the protector, like our Cora here. She's a protector, so it's something like a druid. And then we have a sixth one, but we still don't have it decided because it was a
Maybe
lot.
I will just very fast repeat those in Italian as well. Of course, our Italian friends are struggling a little bit with our English with a name. Per gli italiani che ci seguono, vi ricordo rapidamente le vocazioni di Household Volume 1. Perdonate, ho solo davanti l'inglese, quindi le ritradurrò, mentre qualcuna sarà diversa, ma ve le ricordate, che sono il veterinario, l'aristocratico, il ranciero, l'addestratore, l'artista di strada e il mercante itinerante. Sono le 6 vocazioni originali degli anni.
I know there's a lot of them, there's 12 of them, but like, what should we do? Should we do like an aristocrat, like a merchant, someone who's traveling? Should we do more of like a criminal, mischievous character, or more like an elegant kind of character, or what? Or we want to do a protector, or a druid, or a veterinarian, someone who take care for others. Ti saluta Nestor.
Hi, Nestor.
Daniela is already recovering from the sugar rush
Yeah.
from the cookies.
Thank you, Kat. Grazie, Kat. Mothman and Robbing. It's the name of the dynamic duo.
Mothman
I
and Robbing,
imagine.
it's-
A lot of dynamic duo I'm seeing. It must be, yes. And another dynamic duo of a moth themed Batman that it's incredibly interesting.
So we are going, I believe we are going for the criminal kind of dynamic duo. So it's going to be some like sketchy, what can we do for Azlua with a dynamic duo for Azlua plus Moth? What do you have in mind?
I still have to think a little.
I'm thinking
Kind of sound like vigilantes,
Vigilantes. I'm
Sì.
thinking more like
criminal heroic.
Oliver Twist. I'm thinking young girl Zlua with a dark
There's a
moth.
lot of requests for Postman. I don't know if
Postman.
this can
There's
help you.
actually already, no, I cannot introduce you to this character, but there is a post lady, a post, I don't know how to say it. What's the gender neutral for
Postman,
postman?
I don't know.
Post officer, I don't know, but a male person, I don't know how to say, sorry. It's going to be a Zlua girl who going to be the mailman. It's a great character. I can introduce you to her right now, but you'll see. So I would avoid another male delivering Zlua. Postal worker, thank you. Thank you guys. Sometimes we are missing the words.
Oh,
100 people watching this live stream right now. Thank you everybody for being here. First of all, if you don't know us, please bear with our thick Italian accent. We are here because Daniela illustrator of Household, is doing a brand new character for the next stretch goal right now, live as we speak.
Posti.
Chloe, that's the
Posti.
like the third character that you get, Chloe. You cannot get all the characters for you. You gotta leave something to the others. So what do you think about this Oliver Twist little, kind of like
I think I have an
early
idea.
Jinx in Arcane?
I think she's from the realm.
Okay,
Slua
Slua from the realm.
or that lives in the realm.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try to this with this Oliver Twist looks.
Okay, let's see what happens. Let's Daniela do the magic. And also maybe we can have a scruffy moth, since we already have a moth that's very elegant.
Yes.
We can have something more
rough.
Yeah. So it's going to be a cat, basically. We're going to have a cat with wings.
Yes, stray cat.
Okay, let's see. Let's Daniela. She will need at least 15.
So now seconds. We have, just to remember everything, we are creating together with you an extra character of the saga of the Long Winter that may or may not exist at the end of this live stream, depending on if we reach the next stretch goal. For now, we know that it's a Slua, animal handler, with a moth, and the vocation is dynamic duo. Very strong, very strong couple that do everything together. Probably they grew up together.
So it's possibly going to be, if you're familiar with the household system, it's possibly going to be heart and spades kind of character. So it's going to be street and society, which I believe it's
no, exactly.
Yeah, exactly. Bat handler, bird handler. There's been a lot of talk about bigger creature. There will be a chance to ride a bird in Household Volume 2. Short answer, yes. Can you have a bird animal companion? Short answer, no. Just to clear this up. So mount, yes. Animal companion, no. Because you cannot possibly train a bird. But you'll see. So speaking of the night,
bird handler, it was Batman and Robin joke. You are right, man. We are tired. Now I see. Anyway, for those one who knows, exists actually some bat knight, meaning Slua that actually riding bats inside the house, but they're very few in numbers, a very exclusive club, if you can tell like that, and you may encounter one of them during the first saga, the saga of the Fragile Peace. And it's not a peaceful encounter.
No. I believe they are called the Night Riders.
Yes, I think so.
In English, and the Night Riders are very few Slua or people from the Horde. And I believe the leader is Sion. No, Seti Al-Sayed and Sion Soliman. To Slua.
Yes, what household city should be, just to talk about nothing, what household city should be Gotham City in your view, Rico?
What household city should be Gotham City?
I think probably Bettingham.
But Bettingham doesn't have...
and you have a lot of space to jump from under the bed.
It's possibly, yes, but... It's hard because there is because I believe the best to play Gotham it would be possibly Tubberdam in the bathtub, because that's the most sketchy. You got the docks and you've got there's a lot of space, but also Bettingham sounds good. Depends on what Batman you're aiming for. What kind of Gotham? Night Riders guard of the prison of Deep Town. Yes, because they feed actually with prisoners. Sometimes they feed their pets with prisoner. So dark lore here. C'è modo per comprare solo la scatola libro per metterle? No, mi dispiace Gaia, ma le miniature sono tutte quante insieme. Non riusciamo anche per ragioni logistiche. Ma magari se passi in qualche fiera dove siamo noi, magari ti aiutiamo. Dipende
Perché
dalle
ovviamente
disponibilità.
non solo la scatola, c'è anche il tray fatto apposta della scatola, è stato fatto in un numero limitatissimo di copie, e quindi, ma ovviamente se dovesse capitare, questo sempre lo dico a tutti, poi lo ripeterò anche in inglese, che vi serve una roba molto specifica che non riusciamo a gestire logisticamente da lontano, qualora ci dovesse essere una fiera in cui siamo presenti, è molto più semplice.
It's already cute.
Is there a penguin in the top of
Well, there
being
is
a bug?
there is Lynch, who is actually the littling that Micah, one of the character from the Fragile Piece, used to work for, and we know that the littlings who worked for Lynch are well dressed, well mannered, kind of thugs and killers. So it could be something worth of the penguin. Grazie Gaia. Are there plans to create more pre-written adventures behind the hooks and sagas? No, actually, there's going to be 6 pre-made adventure in the Saga of the Long Winter. There's going to be more suggestion on how to play those 6 adventure using your own character without following the canon or the pre-made character. So you can feel free to use them as you wish. But apart from that, there is no plan to make actual additional adventure, simply because it doesn't make sense to the meta plot of Household to have additional quests that are not tied to any kind of pre-made character, because Household is intended to be a game of historical reconstruction written by a littling for littlings. So it's just wouldn't make sense with
there would be several what we call events, of course, like the adventure books for the season. Of those you will find some, of course, all the several one-page thing that you will find in the Saga of the Long Winter after the introductory adventure.
So we are
now 13 minutes into our overtime mode, and we are sitting at 518,000 and something euros, and trade is still going.
5 minutes left. So there's always a chance with this train that this could be the longer overtime mode ever, but also the shorter overtime mode ever. We don't know, so we'll see.
You never know.
Any thoughts on people publishing material that can be played in Household? Something similar what Stockholm Carter does with Merc Park game? Actually, no. We have plans, as we said in past live stream, to release our system, the director's cut system, especially the version that we use for Outcome. That's less lore specific, less setting specific than Household, but same
less
rules.
Tied to the extremely specific lore of Household.
We want to make these available as with some kind of OGL, SRD, that kind of stuff. It's a little bit trickier than expected. We have some other priorities, but in the next 12 months, we'll come up with something. Within the end of 2025, we want to come up with something. Also because 2025 will be a special year for us, and I'll tell you why in a minute.
We will talk about it later, but yes, remember, it will be a very, very special year for us next year.
But that's about the system, kind of the mechanics. Do your own action flicks or do your own game with these mechanics. About writing approved or way to put a logo on Household materials. Right now there is no intention to do that. There is a very strict canon to household right now. This might change in the future, but we are trying to we are trying to keep some consistency and do something a little bit different, and well, we'll see if that changes. Um, Thank you guys. A lot of love for our director's cut system in the chat. Thank you guys. Kudos
Thank
to
you, Gabe.
Daniela. Daniela is in trance already.
Yes,
Sorry.
she's working.
Thank you. You just have to say thank you.
Oh, thank you.
Okay,
Really.
you're fine. Um, what were we saying? Okay, 2025 is going to be a special year for us. Why?
I know, but you can
Okay.
say it. Yeah, you can
Okay.
say it.
It's going to be a special year because 2025 will mark 5 years of Two Little Mice being an RPG publisher. Me and Simone, we are working together since I believe now 10 years in different fields.
Yes, in 2015 we met for the first time, but back then we used to work together as Two Little Mice. But Two Little Mice was a little independent production company. We worked on video, TV, sport, commercial, also in theater. We handled several production in theater. That was before the pandemic stuck in 2020, and that's when we officially changed our scope of Two Little Mice into role-playing production, creation, etc. Whatever the name is of what we are doing, I still don't know. But yes, so next year will mark the 5th year that this is our job and life.
And also it's the 5th year since Daniela actually joined Two Little Mice. So the actual structure of Two Little Mice was born 5 years ago, 4 years ago. And so in 2025 we will celebrate the 5 years of Two Little Mice. And we are probably going to make some early bird, some add-ons, some search code, I don't know, related to
we
this
are
event.
thinking about ways to implement this peculiar year into what we will be doing next year, so you can celebrate with us as well.
So yeah, we will see where this take us, but hopefully this will be a cool year for Two Little Mice. 2025. It's also going to be the Jubileum year in Italy, in Rome.
Yeah,
so it's
we don't talk about it.
Yeah, so it's going to be crowded.
It's
anyway.
not easy. I'm talking on behalf of Rico. Of course, I don't live in Rome anymore, but I do remember well 25 years ago, the last Jubileum.
I was there, Gandalf.
It was the year 2000. It's very, very hard on everybody who's actually living in the Eternal City.
So yeah, we'll make a Two Little Mice Jubileum or something like that. But 5 year is no. I'm
in a bit.
It's too much.
Smaller.
Like
Just small. We stay small. It's our internal motto right now. Jubileum, no, it's just Jubileum.
Trello, stop.
Unfortunately, not.
Stop neologisming our Daniela. So it's stop creating neologism on Daniela. How is it going?
I think it's already.
And right now we just reached 519,000 euros. So we are a little less than 11,000 euros away. It's very hard to say. Each and every time, a little less than 11,000 euros away from this next stretch goal. We will be able to reach it during this, we don't know how long, overtime mode. Let's discover it together.
Thank you, Raul. Thanks for joining us. It's already queued as hell, and are you ready to show something, or do you want to work on it?
I just want to clean it a little bit.
Okay.
And
A little bit of black around.
yeah.
Okay.
why not? Yeah.
So we still have time. We still haven't unlocked this this little slua. What folk would the hobbits be? Probably gnomes. Probably gnomes because hard worker. They live according to the season. They like big celebrations, but they're also kind of all about the family, the community. They do not take part to fight.
Main difference is
usually as
that
a
gnomes are
community.
very tall. In Litlings, of course.
Yeah. The-
In the Litlings world.
There's a chance that we might actually unlock this stretch goal. I wasn't. We just throw it there.
At this moment, as you can see, I'm accepting whatever the universe and Bacchus, of course, would
hi,
be.
Ren.
But keeping talking about numbers, another number that leave me absolutely astonished is that we reached 3,390 backers. That means we got right now less than we are at 100 bakers difference with Outgun Adventure, which was our greatest success in terms of numbers of bakers so far.
Stop
And with
breaking records.
this game, it's absolutely incredible. Francesco Di Vitello appeared when someone said
Hobbit. Was I can
Ah,
only
Francesco, thank you to be here.
I can only imagine Francesco
The
in
maximum authority.
I can only imagine Francesco in some campo having a prosecco with friends and hearing the words Hobbit echoing through the streets of Venice and running to answer to the call. Hi Francesco, love to have you here. Thank you. So for those two of you who lived
Who
under a
doesn't know?
rock and don't know, Francesco Nevitello is the designer of many precious games. One of the coolest is the One Ring that we have here, and so arguably, just because we have to say arguably all the time, best Italian designer. So great honor to have you here, Francesco. And yeah, so everything goes this live stream.
Yes.
So we'll see if we can break another record of the number of backers, and we managed to exceed the one from Outgunned Adventure, which would be crazy.
We are 99 backers away from Outgun Adventure. People, of course, are just talking about that hypothetical boundary. Guys, I meant to remember this to you, but what you saw, what the Household Volume 1 that you saw, just to give you an idea, when you saw the international version, that was already like 3 years since the very first Volume 1 of Household in Italy, and a lot of things happened since. So, as you can see, every time we work on Household, books are dense, are full of things, gave you the time to wait and to talk with us. We will try to keep you updated on the work about the books, and read it, because there will be a lot of things that we already decided to put in there, and a lot of things that we locked together. So yes, that will be, Volume 2 will be huge.
5 minutes left, 4 minutes 50.
5 minutes left
9
of
seconds.
this
Will someone say,
overtime mode, this train, will it go? Will it be
someone-
reignited by someone, or no, will it just stop because it's tired to go on? This train is going on like 10 hours, I think, I don't know,
Yeah,
8 hours more or less.
Yay! Fire!
And the river reignited as well.
So yes. We're still here. Daniela is, but it's ready. Okay,
I think it's done.
ready to be published.
Are you ready
Can you
to see what Daniela
send it
has
to
been
me?
able to conjure, to create
First of
in
all,
such a short amount of time?
I have decided that the moth will be called Rodomonte. Because Rodomonte seems like I don't know why I'm telling Rodomonte like in English when it's called Rodomonte.
No,
Actually, I don't know why
Italian,
I'm
I don't know.
translating my own words from my own language, but that's what overtime does to people.
Mini Rodo.
Rodo.
Are you ready? Simone, tell me if they are ready.
I'm not ready, but I'm seeing, of course, this for the first
You have
time.
seen it live?
I will also have lag, so I don't know where I'm actually.
It's a Captain Mott. Let me see. Oh, here she is.
Wow! It's an eye patch.
So, yeah.
The little Rodo.
A lot of love, as you would expect
Oh,
from...
I don't know, a lot of heart, love, comments about it.
I believe even if we don't unlock this new character, this art will have a place in the art book, as with a little story on the side of how it was gloriously unlocked during overtime mode. The mod as an eye patch, yes, it's...
It can be the first moth with an eye patch.
Yeah. We have
Moths are
Ren.
always prettier than their owner. They're like cats. Cats are always prettier
There's
than the humans. It's just how it is.
I believe there is a Ren somewhere in the chat from Canada, and they are a medical like medical person, so they can confirm that moth can in fact have eye patches.
Yeah.
So we are good. It's so anatomically correct.
In the meantime, the train reignites another time, and we are back at 10 minutes left.
Really, thank you. Thank you.
Let me take Daniela here with us again. Yeah, Ren confirms. So we are only half an hour into overtime mode. We are already like bribing medical professionals. Someone help me with this word because
we are from Italy.
Yeah.
So we do on a daily basis.
Diciamo già truffe assicurative così dal Canada. I'll leave you to the chat. There's a lot of compliments, a lot of appreciation for this little sketch done in 20 minutes.
I took a little, both in English and Italian, but I just want to thank you all. It's really, I'm reading all the comments and thank you. I really don't know what to say.
Yeah, but it's good to have you here once in a while. I know you don't like to talk in public, but still it's good to see, to remember that you are a real person who does real job and not the artificial intelligence that many people on Facebook thinks you are. So, well, there's that.
Okay. Grazie Sara.
Grazie Sara, grazie
on a daily basis.
Hi Raul, we'll see you next time.
Good night. You are more or less in our same time zone.
And this Lua, what's her name? That's a
What's
hard question.
her name?
Because...
Chloe, you just asked like this a very, very hard question.
Where is
but
because I believe
it's up to Rick and Daniela. They basically just looked at the concept or at the final arts, and then the names just popped in their heads. That's how usually these things go. Just to be sure, I have absolutely no in no place in any of the names you see in any of our games. It's just something, you know,
I'm
Rip and
thinking
Daniela come up with.
Glasburg. So Credenza. What do you say? So it would be German
I think it
basically.
would work. Yeah.
Because we already have Jocelyn from the French side, from Montguignol. I don't think we need another.
Mimushklia
Mischievous
says
bird.
she looks like her dad was a salamander for some reason
Yeah.
to me.
It's the Fraggles, and because she looks
Yeah.
like a redhead already, but I don't think she's. I believe she could have like green hair.
Green,
I think
yeah,
that-
she's giving me green
Yeah.
hair vibe.
Green hair.
She should have green hair. I really like it.
What do you say? German.
Yeah. German is good.
There is a Annika from Katerina. I like Annika.
I think it's nice.
Could be.
So, Hilda, I like.
Lane. Totally awesome.
There is too many.
Greta. I also like Gert.
I have to say maybe we have to stop naming littlings with the letter A because there's too many. There's Achilles.
I didn't want to
there's
say it,
Ajax.
but we have a bunch of little wings.
There's
Aidan.
not.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's Aiden. So yeah.
Ajax. Ajax.
There is a little bit of that. Also, maybe this could be a great way to entertain us. Would be also to talk a little bit about the character from Saga of the Long Winter that you haven't heard about, because you know we have talked about Ajax and Coco and Killan and Cora, Rubio, bunch of them. There's of course the coming back of Gwen and Santiago and Humphrey, but there is still some character that you don't know about. And of course Jiroku Sensei. Hopefully I'm pronouncing it correctly.
Zand. Nice. Giselle.
A lot of name coming from the chat.
There's a lot of names that I really like. Elsbeth is really nice.
It's too fast for me.
So, I don't know if we should talk a little bit, Rico, about Shiro. We talked about him just in the Discord some days ago. Maybe should be
Okay, let me see
interesting.
if I can find something.
I just can send it back to
Do you
you
have,
right now.
riesci a mandarmi anche l'originale lui proprio? Ce
I
l'hai
think
sotto
so.
mano? Ok. Because there is there's too many names, but we'll try to choose one from the chat. Do you have a preference of a letter?
I like both the G and what was that? And the E.
I, E, o I, o I,
E.
E, okay. Sorry, Italians.
Allora, intanto ti mando.
What do you say, Simone? Something that you like more than others? Always difficult with names.
Yes. I mean, it's then. I really like Elsbeth
Elspeth's nice.
personally. That's a lot of them.
That's too much. Because I have everything going on. You should see my screen, but like the chat is this. If you see me lost because the chat is this big, I have all the live stream and the campaign and the stretch goals and Photoshop. Everything's open right now, So you are extremely tiny on my screen. Bruce Wayne. Bruce Wayne sounds
For the moth?
no for
Ah,
for
Legit.
her, yeah.
but one word.
Bruce Wayne, Mark.
Bruce Wayne.
Bruce Wayne.
Just one word, Bruce Wayne.
We have a Glinda. I don't know if you can.
Glinda.
Galinda.
Galinda.
I know if you can after week. Una. Una is a cool name. Una for the moth. I will take a note of Una just because it reminds me of the new one comedy show by Mike Birbiglia, which I
Mike.
strongly, it's on Netflix. I strongly recommend that you watch the new one. And there is Una in that show, but I won't spoil who or what is Una. Thank you guys. Selena, I don't know Selena. What's the nationality would be for Selena? I don't know.
That's a variant of Selene. I don't know, variant from where?
Francese, French.
Oh,
Let's start with the choosing the first letter. Daniela said E, so cominciamo con la E, letter E. There's also already an Erzbet, Ekla, there is
Eleanor,
or Ezra, or Ezra,
Eddie, already.
Elki, Edith, Enid,
Neat.
Elaine,
Estrella, Elizabeth, Elia,
oh,
Eva Maria, Edith, Bruce Wayne.
It also should be Eva Arcadia.
Two is a nice but yes, exactly. And vice versa. Emmy,
little advice is brought to you by the letter. Thank you, Jay.
Elmo. Picture entertainment can help. What can we say about this character? I can see her as because from the picture I can say that she's not looking for trouble, but the moth is.
Yes, the most 100%
So she's
looking
like,
for
Totally
trouble.
From
Also
this,
causing a lot of trouble.
from this portrait, I'm imagining her in front of like a candy shop, as she's on outside of the window, and there is all kind of sweets and cookies and cakes and pastries, and there is candies all around. And she's looking at this. She say, "Why? I would really like to get me some candies." And then she turns to the moth and she's like, "Do you think we can? I don't think we should, but if you say so, Captain Moth." like that kind of vibes I'm getting.
Captain.
Like, are you sure that we can take them, Captain Moth?
And the moth just
Yeah.
Yeah, some nice,
Jump
probably
on them.
somewhere cups of mouth.
Of course we can.
Thank you, Mark. Thank you, guys. So yeah, I'm calling them off captain.
Hermie
Yeah,
is
that's
nice. Hermie.
Does she talk for the moth like Christoph from Frozen talk for Sven?
Of course we
It's
can.
an interesting
Okay.
point.
Okay.
I didn't think about it, but yes, now she do. She absolutely.
as you can see,
The camera just goes
few
from one to
things
the
can get Daniela excited, but Frozen is one. Okay. Like it's the magical word Frozen. What Frozen?
No, I like the fact that
Yeah, sure.
she really don't want to do bad stuff, but then she talked for the moth, and the
Yeah.
moth should say, "Yeah, of course we should."
No, Captain Mod. We
Yeah,
should.
we
We really
should.
should.
Of course we should.
We think we should?
Yeah.
The bot is like, it's like blinking with one eye, like blank, no expression whatsoever. Yeah, that's the dynamic duo for you. Just let it go.
Not so Batman. Do it.
We come to the mod talking like Batman.
Of course we can.
Take the cookie.
Take the cookie.
Well, too many messages for me. Sorry, guys.
And while we are here talking and making jokes, we are 520,000, and I'm talking like it's, like peanuts, but we are talking about numbers that I wouldn't think possible. So thank you, but less than 10,000 euros from the next threshold. That means that for whatever reason, we might actually put it. We might actually unlock the 530,000.
After we reach 530, I will just say random stretch goal. Every 10k, I would just say random stuff, like Moon Knight, like I'm Moon Knight. Random stuff go, and we will see what we can unlock. I will say random words. But as we decide on the name for this little girl, I can see Daniela is not decided yet. I have to say I like Elsa, as Kat is saying, since we talk a lot about we want a name with the E. She's kind of German, kind of Nordic, European.
Or Elsie.
Elsa or Elsie?
Elsie is nice.
I believe she got a name. And no, that's perfect. Elsa or Elsie for short.
Nice.
This is peak household. Elsa or Elsie for sure. That's the whole character. You don't need anything else to start playing. Elsie. Elsie sounds so good. So Elsie and the captain.
The for me it's sorry,
The captain.
Rodo.
Elsie and the captain.
Captain.
I mean, my dog is called Doctor, so
Yeah.
this bot can be called Captain, probably.
So. It's because she has an hook for a pound. It's because of the high. No,
Okay,
it's because of the hook.
We are violating every single laws of biology of this mod, I think.
Daniela,
Probably.
they ask if you're going to do a cosplay of Elsie, but maybe Daniela can take your crown.
I'm gonna say the crown.
Yes,
And also the moth.
she's got
I
a
have
crown,
also,
and she's about to use it.
I want to show, because there's a lot of people in this live stream, I want to show how proud I am of my Kiss Cat, because it's always cool to see a real life Kiss Cat. And Daniela, as you can see, got the crown of our
And the moth.
Serena.
So,
Yes,
And the black moth.
and the black moth. So yeah, we got the whole set.
Ooh, the problem is it's not so fit for a human head,
Yeah.
just for littlings.
Because
Yes.
your head, it's not the crown that is, it's because by the power of the domain contract, your head is not big enough, because you are not
Of
the
course.
you are
Only
not
crown.
the empress, so
I
you
don't
cannot
have
wear. No, you can-
Arcadia hair.
It's contractual power.
Yeah.
It's not that she can. Yeah, the crown fits because she's empress,
That's a lot.
empress regent, for now.
yes. Somewhat says.
Thank you, Corey. Bow down to the queen. 6 minutes left. Will someone save us, or will we be forced to continue the overtime? We will see. So we were talking about other character from the saga of the Long Winter, and I said during the past day that some of the character from a saga of the Fragile Peace will actually make a comeback in a saga of the Long Winter. Some of this character you already know about, like should be here somewhere. Yeah, like our Gwen Summers. She's the first one that Daniela redraw. Actually, she's looking 7 year older than the last time you saw her in a saga of the Fragile Peace, because they're 5 year plus 2 year, 5 year of Household Volume 1 plus 2 year of gap between the two Household Volume. So, so yeah, you already know about that, but there are several characters you still don't know about. One of the most interesting one is, let me see if I can find him. Too many things going on. 4 minutes to go. One of these character is Ernest. Now Ernst, you might remember, this is a picture from Household Volume 1. Ernst was, still is a duelist, a Bogart duelist from the heart. And what can we say about Ernst? Ernst is the quintessential nice guy. He's big and strong, he's heroic, he's loyal, he's a bit dumb, to be
naive,
honest.
yeah.
A bit naive. Which
He's
is
naive, yes.
Naive is the word.
He's a kind-hearted guy.
Yes.
Yeah, it's dumb, plain dumb. So he's
Ernest the Chad.
so yeah, it's our perfect household chat.
And someone saved that
They're
train
still
once again.
And he's one of the characters that you will find outside, and I believe he's changed quite a bit. 7 years has passed, and now here is how it looks. This is an early sketch, of course, just to give you an idea. This is Ernst in Household Volume 2, or as the Shinigami call him now, Shiro Nezumi, which roughly translate as the white mouse, because apparently Ernst fell down the window at a certain point,
After
finding
the
himself
Battle of
lost.
Failure, some of you may remember that it was among the group of brave litlings, the 8 brave litlings from the saga of the Fragile Peace, that actually run into the battle to save the Duke that was held hostage by the Fae, the forces of the Fae, and we don't know how, but at the end of this long and epic and mighty battle, he wasn't alone, but we will get there. He fell from the great window and in the garden. Well, he survived and he was saved.
What's weird about this character, if you're going to play as Ernest in Household Volume 2, is that he will be the only character, at least that I know about, that will have 1 hereditary contract and 2 counterparts.
Yes, it's a really peculiar case of overlapping contracts. You want to know why? Ask Rico, because it's too difficult for me.
Because the Shinigami are tied by the depth of life, which means that if you save the life of a Shinigami, they have to save your life as well, and until then they are basically your servants. They basically have to help you and serve you and follow you until they have repaid that debt. Even if a Shinigami would spare your life, show mercy after a duel or something like that, you would be forced to actually follow them and serve them until you have saved them life, or until you have spared them of your own. So basically you have to repay that debt of life. So apparently we don't know what happened to Ernst, but Ernst, when he was saved by the Shinigami, he gave his word, and as you know, as a boggart, he is bound by his own word, and he gave his word that if the Shinigami would help him and take him with them, he would respect their tradition and follow their culture.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
therefore, this way he inherited the counterpart of the Shinigami contract, which is the echoes of the far beyond. So he will have two counterparts. Which, if you think about, if you know Ernst, this is peak Ernst. I mean,
Yes, this is
that's
100%
exactly
Ernst.
100. A guy who end up with two counterparts without the second contract. It gotta be Ernst. So yeah, we'll have a boggart, a samurai, and this was nothing that someone is saying. It's a reference to Shogun, the TV series. This is something that was decided like 12 years ago or something
9 years ago.
before
Before me, before I
Yeah.
didn't exist.
But I have to say that I appreciated Shogun. I appreciated the character of the Anjin, and I will take something from that. I believe that I like how potato is. Is that enough?
Chinese,
Yeah.
It's a really potato game.
I don't know if it's a thing outside Italy. to
Yeah, it's
call
in
people
Italy.
Potato. I don't know.
Yeah, but I think you can understand as an objective, like that guy is a little bit potato. Yeah, I believe the Anjin is potato.
Yeah, I think potato is universal. I
Yeah,
think it's a
like
universal language.
potato.
Yeah, it's a potato.
Yeah, just a potato. Um, so Icarus is going to be in a saga of the Long Winter as well.
You know, Icarus
Of
will
course.
always be in the worst place ever. Doing the most dangerous missions and risking his life for way too little money.
I have too many people
It's
telling
Islam.
me there is a Shogun show from 30 years ago, but
Never heard of it.
never heard of it. But I know that you want to brag that you are older, but I will let you. You can take all the years that you. Some of mine as well. Yeah, exactly like that. So Icarus will be going to the fence, and the fence is the furthest a littling can go from the house before losing in the wilds.
You can
Losing
go
the fence.
from civilization, literally.
Yeah, that's the you know, there's the limit between the house and utter chaos.
The vast emptiness of the universe.
Yeah, that's
Probably.
basically
We don't
the
know.
Game of Thrones.
They don't know. Nobody
war.
knows what's over there.
Yes, of course, Paracelsus is still going to be the best character of household. Of course.
Has he ever been
I
the
never.
best character?
By 3,400 buckers. We
Woohoo!
like round numbers. What about Gemma
What
and her origin?
numbers? What amazing numbers.
Gemma will also make a comeback in a saga of the Fragile Piece. Gemma is a soldier, and we will find out that Gemma wasn't actually, as we said in Household Volume 1, a boggart. Or
It was a lie.
It is a boggart. No, it is a boggart anyway. But it's actually a barghest. Now, barghests are an outside kind of boggarts. So we will find out that Gemma is actually a boggart, and we will fight a barghest, and we will find there fighting against near the rebels and the brambles. So
We already have sketches, and she's pretty cool, I think.
yeah, she's more badass than she originally was. I believe
Yes,
she's
way
now
more.
she's now the biggest, broniest character in all household. You will be scared by Gemma. And also werewolf Gemma or weremouse Gemma. How many generations of Bargas have there been? I believe 3. Might be wrong.
Two, three.
Because we know the one who took the Barghest outside was the grandfather of Bravespine. But we also know that the Arforth, the family of Bravespine, they are not very famous for living
No,
long lives.
they tend not to live
So it's hard.
very long.
Like 3, they've been there since 3 Arforth generation, which might be
Yes.
like, which are like
Not many.
They have like
yeah.
dog ears.
Yeah, they short lifespan.
They're not really short-lived, just to be clear. They just tend to meet their demise early in their life because they live a dangerous life or are very unlucky. Both of them, actually.
Sorry, I'm trying. Okay. I'll put a garden just to change the graphic once in a while.
The brain is still going.
Too many questions. Simone, I'll start blabbling. You select a couple of questions, please. Help me out with the chat. So, you will also find among the soldiers, you will find Killan that we introduced during the campaign. Killan is, can I find Killan? Killan is a gnome soldier. Where is Killan? We need you.
In the meantime, Marie is asking, what about NPC like Duncan Rocks or Kirkland? Some of them will be actually back in House of Volume 2. I don't know, Marie. Probably we'll hear more of some of them. I don't know which one of them is full enough or is forced by his poor life choices to be out in the garden, but it's a possibility.
Ciao Jaluga. We have a Jaluga here who is bigger number 1. I don't know how he did because he likes to be bigger number 1. But this time we got the funding of 10,000 euros in 65 seconds, 67
Yeah,
seconds.
1 million
something like
and something.
So I don't know how he managed, but kudos for being the first one. Duncan Rocks will make an appearance in the garden. It will depend. There will be rumors. I can tell you that there will be rumors that Duncan Rocks actually escaped, actually got saved.
Survived the hunt.
Survived. Will he be the real, genuine Duncan Rocks? I don't know. You will have to tell us. That's on you, historiographer. So it will be up to you. But we will mention definitely a certain old rocks in the garden. But so talking about soldier, we know there's Gemma, Barghest soldier. We know there's Killan, who is a redcap, a gnome, from the redcap army of the gnomes. And we know there will be a fairy or a fae that you already don't know about. But I've told somewhere during one of those live streams that you can also expect a Shinigami soldier who is going to introduce a new vocation, which is the samurai. And the samurai is going to be a cool vocation that I anticipate many of you will play as or will choose, given that we have a whole Japanese themed backyard in House 2. What can we say about this Shinigami soldier?
What can we say that it's not spoiler? I think
Everything
it's
is
already one of my favorite
Everything.
character from the new saga.
We can start by saying that his name is Tentomushi Soya.
And he has a mission.
And he has a mission to restore his honor, basically, and to conquer his father's armor.
The Tentomushi armor.
The Tentomushi clan armor. So that's going to be his own kind of quest. And we can tell you that he's going, of course, he's a samurai, so
Yes.
he's noble born, like he's from noble origins. And although he have to still to restore his name, still to conquer his father armor, the Tentomushi clan armor, uh, you cannot expect him to travel alone.
No, of course not.
So he will need some kind of help.
Help.
He would
Yeah,
need
help.
he would need a trusty sidekick, a servant of a certain class.
Yeah, a very trusty guy.
He would need
One who has a pedigree in being at service
But
of
also-
other important littlings.
but also someone who has experience, who is
Yes.
referenced as someone who worked for high-end ambassadors and tutors
Who knows
around the
how
house.
how the world works and knows a variety of things.
So this brings us to another character that will be back in Household Volume 2, who is Gunther Lichtmann. The
Somehow ends up as the valet, I think, the servant, the valet of disgraced samurai.
so
How? Why? All these things you will discover in the saga of the Long Week.
after 5 years following Pierre de la Croyance, which was a dandy and a tutor and
A diplomat.
a diplomat, like someone who liked to talk a lot and to stay at court and was very gullible, we will see how Gunther will face someone who is definitely brawnier and definitely more serious and definitely more attentive, like the samurai Soya of clan Tentomushi.
You will miss Pierre, definitely.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
it's going to be a tough life outside for Gunther. So yes. Was there a frog in Epic the movie? I don't know. What's
I haven't
Epic.
seen it. It's
I missed this movie.
it seems a nice movie, but I haven't seen it yet. It's I don't know if it's about fairies or just little people.
Okay.
Animation.
Okay.
Seems nice.
Should check it. So 1 hour after the end of the campaign, the train is still going. 327 people, more than 520,000 euros in the bank already, and we are less than 10k away from unlocking this stretch goal. This, where is she? Elsie,
Elsie?
Yes.
our
Hey.
little
Elf-
Elsie,
Elsie the
and
beautiful.
her Moff, the captain. So Simone, what can we talk about? I believe we'll have still some time to go because I think I feel
It
like
doesn't
things
seem
are-
that this train wants to stop very, very soon. So who knows how many, and again, how many more refresh of this train we still got. We talk about a lot of things. I'm just scrolling through the chat, looking if there are more questions that we
There
overlooked
is,
for some reason.
there is a question about Lancaster. Let me see if I can. Sorry if I only have the ad at hand, this one with the number on top. But just want to show Lancaster for people who are joining us. They don't know who Lancaster is. So Lancaster is one of the, let's say, stretch goals that we unlocked. But really, Lancaster was meant to be a character in Household Volume 2. But we unlocked actually a favor from Lancaster, which will be an exclusive contract that also come with a favor coin. That's basically essentially a token to take note of characters who actually have a favor that they can call up to from the barn owl Lancaster.
Yeah.
So, what's the meaning behind? There is different reason why it's called Lancaster that I'm not going to tell you now. But the main thing that you have to know is that he is not the only intelligent bird in the household. There is actually a table of owls. There's a table of different birds of prey in the household, and they all got this sort of names.
Yes.
They all have got very kind of noble
High class.
yeah, high class names, like old money names or something like that. And but Lancaster does not live with the others anymore. He's been cast away, or he's been a reclusive since many years. We don't know why, but something made him extremely sad, and basically
Yeah.
he got depressed and he decided to retire from his old life. He once was a very feared barn owl.
Yes.
People would avoid traveling at night, fearing that Lancaster might take them, but now maybe he got older, maybe he got softer. We don't know what happened to him. It will be up to you to solve his mystery and maybe help him out.
I'm 100% with Caterina on this.
Yeah.
Just to let you know, in Italian language, every single owl is a different name. So
You make it sound weird. In the Italian language, every different animal have a different name.
Yes.
We don't
Like
call
it
all
should
the
be.
animal like
For some reason, an entire family of birds in English are just owl. Owl something, owl something.
I can imagine like a little child going outside in the woods and to his father like, "Father, what's that?" And there's a barn owl, and father goes, "That's an owl." Okay, and then there is a snow owl, and it's like, "What's that?" "That's an owl too." Like a buck, that's an owl. Yeah, they're all owl. Like clearly, this goes back to a drunken father. Like that's a sad history somewhere.
It's a barn owl.
Yeah, that's an owl.
Could stay
Who
in the
cares?
bar.
Go ask your mother. Like, why are they called owl? Sorry.
Just to know, in Italian we have civetta, gufo, barbagianni,
We have a
that
great
are very
name for a
different
barn owl.
words.
It's Barbagianni. Barbagianni.
Barbagianni is
Bellissimo.
one of my favorite
Barbagianni.
Italian words.
Barbagianni.
It's the barbagianni.
That's cool. Martin, if we reach 5:30, I will take off the train so that that I can leave Buckerkit to other creators. Now I have to unlock the Elsie and the Capitano.
Yeah.
And the captain. But yeah.
Barbagianni, as we were saying, is also a very famous Italian song about burnout. But it's in Italian, so I'm afraid we cannot show it to you. It's very beautiful. Barbagianni is Grand Duke in French.
Also, I wanted to see if I could find the... No?
I think that the rest of the stream should be just the song Barbagianni in loop.
Could
That
be.
it's already a loop itself. It's Barbagianni,
Yes.
Barbagianni, Barbagianni.
See, sorry, I'll try to bring another picture to the screen, but you have to give me some time because every time I move something on my screen, everything goes. It's
And disappears.
it's dangerous. Okay, so here we are back, and I wanted to show you this art. This is something that was made like really yesterday, and it's the idea that we got for the final stretch goal. We are 2 stretch goal after the final one, so yeah, there's that. what can we say about this picture, Daniela? This was rather easy.
Yeah.
Rather, like, can say it was easy, but there wasn't too many trial and error. I believe there was. This is a second draft of the whole scene, and then what we had to redo actually a couple of time is I believe Sage, Cagliostro, and Bravespine, but the rest it's pretty much
Yeah,
a
it's
first draft.
pretty natural. Yeah.
In the keyhole you can see Captain Rodomonte, Il Capitano.
Of course.
Who else? Which never appears in any
It's one
illustration,
of,
if not.
yeah, it's one of the funniest thing in household that we have to find many different way to not show Rodomonte.
It's the fun fact about Household Rodomonte is the character that is been in an illustration, portrayed in an illustration, the most of any
Yes.
other. There is no other character that appears in as many illustration as Captain Rodomonte.
Yeah, he's always there, but you
He's
can't
always
see.
like a shadow, is from the shoulders, he's hidden somewhere. You can never see his face, you can never see him, actually see him, but he is in the highest number of illustration. I believe that's classic Rodomonte.
I've noticed in the kittit they were asking the keyhole is Yorogumo on the back.
Yorogumo,
of the
the
kit.
shogun. Yokai Yorogumo, the shogun of the backyard. Also, a nice little fun fact, something that no one spotted, I believe. If you noticed, among the titles of Rodomonte in Household Volume 1, there is, I don't know if Caterina can help me with this, but in Italian, one of these titles is like the Lord of what you can see, or what's unseen, what's hidden. I don't know how to how it translates to English, but you know, something like that. He's basically the owner of everything inside the house that you cannot see. And in fact, if you take a look at the index at the end, the analytics at the end of Household Volume 1, you can see that Rodomonte is featured on many pages, and one of these
Yes.
pages is the 321st page, which actually does not exist because Household only has 320 pages. So he's there because he's where you can see. So
I didn't know.
you
that.
didn't know.
I
Yeah,
didn't
he's
know.
hidden everywhere. So that's Captain Rodomonte.
We
in a
don't know
nutshell.
if he's just a very fun guy or he has some kind of mysterious contract that allows him to not be portrayed, etc. We
So
are less
why-
than 9,000 euros away from the next stretch goal. It's incredible.
how did we come with this stretch goal, with this idea, with it? So basically, we were talking about first time we realized this campaign could actually do 500,000. 500,000 is not record-breaking stuff because at
83. 483.
we have already
83.
broken the record, and by the way, it was our record that we did this summer, so we didn't need to actually break the record. But 500,000 euros, it's a first, it's groundbreaking, it's an achievement, and we were talking about this, and we were saying, guys, this is actually this is making the history of Italian RPG, bringing an Italian indie RPG without an IP, without a big corporation or studio behind it, to reach the 500,000 mark. This is huge. We gotta do something. And as we were saying, this is making history. We realized that one of the things that was asked the most actually in this campaign, and also outside of the campaign and also on Discord, was Um, was a timeline of all the events of Household Volume 1, even before Volume 1 and Volume 2. And so we thought, okay, it would be cool to have some kind of menu, like so it uh, like it would be actually this big when you open it.
Yes.
Like kind of menu with all from the disappearance of the master, every historical events, and then Household Volume 1, and then Household Volume 2, all the saga of the Long Winter and what happens there. So you can have everything on end, and you can calculate when someone is 60-year-old, what have been through, what they were,
And what
etc.
is happening when
And
you're
when-
playing
and
the
where
saga.
you are, yeah.
Yeah.
When you are playing in the saga. And but that was a timeline. It didn't feel like much, so we got the idea of making it laminated. It would be inside the Opera Omnia box, so it's going to be like a spread, laminated spread that you can close. And when you open it, you will have on one side like this timeline of all the household events, and on the other side you will have this amazing laminated poster made for the occasion by Daniela. And it was our way to celebrate this making history stuff. So yeah, so that
In the
that's about
meantime, the
whole idea.
train is on fire. We are over 522,000 euros, meaning less than 8,000 euros left for this. This stretch, it seems like you really, really, really want this stretch. That's great. That's great. I am speechless.
I see there's
Really, looking at numbers rising and fire from the train and all things considered. Hi, Doug.
Hi, Doug. Welcome.
It's good to have you
About
here.
time, I should say. Is there John Marron still here? Because I saw John Marron say hi while we were blapping about something, and then I lost him. I don't know if
It's
still
not
there.
like us. It's working.
Yeah.
For real.
Who can you spot in this? Because the cool thing about this art is that you can see many characters that we haven't actually shown to you.
Sure.
We have on top Arcadia. Arcadia wearing the ring crown. This is actually a ring, if you don't know. Yes. Then we have on the opposite side of the key, we have Titania, which is the long lost mother of Arcadia. And they kind of look alike because
Yes.
they are imperial fairies, and imperial fairies actually age according to the cycles of the star, etc., etc., but basically circa 1 year every 10. So
Yes.
yeah.
They age very slowly. And as you can see, Titania is wearing a typical, very not menacing helmet with the horns.
Yeah, it's also, this was actually many of the things that you see in these illustrations come from the lore, so were things that were written and Daniela tries to bring them to life, and she changed them or she tried to make them work in her idea of household. This is something instead that was all Daniela. I wasn't sure about this detail at the beginning of the helmet of Titania. Then we added the armor, the ivory armor, so it all came together at a certain point. But at the beginning I wasn't sure, but the idea that Daniela, I don't know if you want to tell or I want me to tell.
I just wanted to tell that in some cases, especially the leaders of the nations in household are more fairy-like, are more folkloristic in respect of the common people. I think
because they are kind of supernatural, they have more contractual power, so they actually, there's no one like Paracelsus in the house. He's like it's like a Superman for household standard. He's something else.
it was really hard to find this feeling, especially for Cagliostro, that was a character.
No, Titania.
Yeah, I
yeah.
know.
Sorry.
Oh,
Scusa.
especially for Cagliostro, because he was one of those characters that we talk about since the beginning of Household, but has never been. We have never tried to represent him, so we know everything about him, but we still didn't know how to show him, and I think this could be. I'm not sure yet if this will be the final,
final
design. I think
for
it's
Cagliostro.
really, really close. But I think this represents well the character, and about the crown of handlers or
the horns,
the horns
yes, the hunters.
of Titania. I thought that could be right for her because she's more ancient than the house. She
was there before the master.
The master was there, so she probably see what she has seen the nature. She probably seen other animals before the master arrives, before the house were built. And I think that this can represent her fairy ancient folklore being. I don't know how to say it.
That's very. Thought that was very interesting. That I like the idea that Arcadia was wearing a ring. That it's something made by the master. So the idea that she's wearing something that doesn't belong to her, that doesn't belong to any one of them, like a relic. So she's like, give this vibe. Arcadia is technically regarded as a good character. Inside, there are no good and bad people in Household, like in real life, but she's one of the good usually. And the idea that this ring was made for a human made her seem like she was just taking something that it's not her, that it's not anybody's. So the why we perceive Arcadia as a good guy, as a good leader, is because she try not to abuse her power. So she have this kind of ring from God basically, but she doesn't claim it as her own. So that makes sense for me. On the other hand, I wanted strongly Titania to be an older version of Arcadia and to not have everything on her head, not even a crown, because I liked the
natural.
Yeah, like she doesn't wear a crown because she's the leader of the fair, so she doesn't have to show it to anybody, while Arcadia power is being questioned, so she have to wear.
It's constantly questioned.
Yeah, she's constantly questioned, so she have to wear a crown to say I am the boss here. But her mother, she doesn't have to everybody.
An object that is unique in the entire house.
But on the other hand, I like the idea that she's wearing, as Daniela said, this kind of stuff that she saw when she was very young, and there was no master and there was no house. So she has this helmet that kind of calls back to the raw, wild nature that was there before the human, before the house, before the master. And so there is a contraposition, like the crown made by the man and the crown that was there before, the crown of the nature. So it's also made of bone.
It's a tribute of what there was before.
Yeah, to nature, basically. And also it slowly became the symbol of the fair. If you haven't seen, it's on the map. The symbol of the fair is basically a line opening up in two branches with a star in the middle, which represent the antlers of Titania and the tree Dendronaos that is growing to the stars. So yeah, that's the idea. lot of question. How did you think up the entire concept of household? Too much of Tambellina. I don't know what Tambellina is, and I have to say
Pollicina.
that
How?
non so cosa sia.
Tambellina.
Pollicina.
From
Pollicina.
Don
Movie?
Blatt. It's really nice.
No,
I had a doll of Tambellina when I was little.
I actually haven't seen Ariete since after the household campaign, because people were constantly talking about Ariete from
Yeah,
Studio
me
Ghibli,
too.
and I don't know how I missed, because not only is perfect household example of favorite, but it's also Studio Ghibli, and I've seen almost everything made by them. But actually, household never started as small to big. It also always started as I don't want to get too much into the, but as a consideration around power and about power. So every story that revolves around household actually talks about power, having a power and not wanting it, not having and wanting it, having and using it, not having and using it, having it and not using it, and every kind of combination. So we got Arcadia, who has the power. She is the empress, but she doesn't want to be there. She gave up the crown to the council, but she still holds the power. We had Oberon, who wanted to be the leader of all the house, and he ended up being killed. We have Rodomonte, who's actually the leader and doesn't show up to any meeting. And we have Laio, who is not the leader of the horde, but actually show up to the meeting and cannot take part to them, etc., etc., etc.
Less than 3 minutes to
Less than
the
3 minutes
end
to go.
of this choo-choo
Will it
train,
be the
while
end before
we
midnight?
are still 7,500, more or less,
It's a long
euros from this next stretch goal. If we will manage to unlock it, let's see, 2 minutes and 30 seconds left to reignite the
10
engine
minutes, you
of
mean?
this. And some reignite engine that I cannot even finish myself.
I feel
I
like
wasn't ready.
I feel like a knife in the heart every time. I'm like,
The fire.
such is the condition of man. And Household Volume 2, just to wrap it up, will be all about duty. So we've talked about power for 3 books, and now we are going to move to actual duty, which is why it made sense to introduce also the Shinigami in this particular volume, because they represent a society that highly revolves around the sense of duty, and also the ancient fae, but also the Barghest, who has this duty towards their own, like to a duty to rebel against power, if
And
that makes sense.
That has
And
a
the
duty.
gnome to the world, basically.
Yeah.
To the garden.
Seasons.
We have duty to Elsie at the capital. Yes. Yeah. We will learn something about Argo in Volume 3. You have to wait for Volume 3. If you want to know something more about Argo, wait till we go back to the house in Volume 3. Call of Duty, yeah. Also Call of the Wild, because we're outside.
Call of the Wild with Beauty. What to say? It's been 2 hours since we
We
started
started this live
this
stream.
live stream. 1 hour and a half since our train began at 10 p.m. Italian time. I don't know what time it was in your own time zone. You know it better than me. And we are still 8 minutes left for this new train. 2 hours. Yes, Dan. We have been live since 2 hours ago.
I believe next time.
Last year,
No.
I think it was not 3 hours, 2 hours and a half.
Yeah, but for us, there was Mothership going for like
Oh,
2
no,
days.
the longest train just ended a few hours ago. It was almost 48 hours train. made by the whole mothership month, so 21 project combined in a single apocalyptic terrain with more than 3,000 and a half wagon on it.
As you can see, she's very happy to
The
be here
only
with us.
colossal beast cat that exists is Arya.
Yes. A sleepy colossal beast, as you can see. Because she's starting to complain that we are not taking her to sleep. Because when it's around midnight, Arya wants to sleep, and Arya doesn't sleep alone for some reason. She needs someone to sleep with her, but yeah.
That's where we started. For some
Is the observatory on the roof? Yes, it's on the roof. It was supposed to be the only location on the roof, only accessible by birds. Then we decided, given the success of the campaign, we decided to actually introduce the rooftop of the house as a whole location, as a stretch goal. And so we got to explore. We will get to explore the whole rooftop, not just the observatory. And the rooftop will also be a kind of
attack.
Yeah, an airport you can use to fast travel between locations.
Yes, it's very useful when you have to travel through to distant point in the garden, because as we already told you several times, the garden has two main issues. One, it's enormous, so traveling time is a lot, and two, it's very dangerous. In every single why something appeared. What's that? It's like some new feature. I didn't want to conjure something. Sorry.
Stop
and two,
around.
is very, very dangerous. You have a lot of beast, colossal and none, and you have all the season issues to be dealt with. Hot streak, snow, rain, whatever. So yes, sometimes it will save your life being able to catch one of these fast travel birds.
How the domain contract interact with the garden? Basically the same way it interacts with the house, just that the domain contract is a little bit weaker outside of the house, but the garden, up until the fence around everything, around the garden, is still considered part of the household, which means that the household compass will actually work even outside the house, but it will only point to the house. So some people were speaking about, what should I do with a compass that points to the house when the house is in the middle of the garden, is a giant structure
that you can basically see the house from everywhere.
That's a fair point, but if you are on
it's
tall
useful
grass,
underground, for
or
example.
underground, or inside a tree, or up in the branches, twigs of the tree, or you are in Mirkbush Grove, where all the roses and brambles surround you,
even the
you
sky,
can still find it useful. Also, there was a question about what Paracelsus is holding. Sometimes Paracelsus is holding just a sphere, like a crystal sphere, that's symbol of power or knowledge, but some other times he's holding an household compass.
Yeah.
This time it's an household compass, because Paracelsus is the one, together with Argo, who actually discovered the domain contract and actually made the first household compass. If you don't know about the household compass, it's a spherical compass that points towards the center, even in height,
like the three-dimensional center of the house.
Because it follows, the needle follows the power of the domain contract. Maybe there are other houses, we don't know that. That's too far. Yeah, no human still in volume 2, and possibly never. We don't know about that. Um, what else? Yes, we'll talk about Titania and Arcadia. Then we have, of course, Paracelsus. You know about him. He's the only sprite of dust. And opposite to Paracelsus, we have another ancient sprite, as ancient as Paracelsus, maybe more,
Who
as
knows?
people say.
They know Paracelsus and Cagliostro know, but they don't tell anybody. So.
Possibly Cagliostro is the oldest of the sprites,
Because no.
because he's the first born, as they say, is old as the earth itself. And Cagliostro is, I like that here Cagliostro is pictured as he got a weapon, he got the staff, which is symbol of strength and power, because the staff got the symbol of the citadel, but he's kind of wagging it or handling it, but he's the only one compared to Brave Spine, who's actually holding a weapon in a peaceful way, as a way to represent that Cagliostro is a peaceful littling. And while Paracelsus is a man of science and a man of mind, a man of brain, a man of like maybe too much, lives in his own idea, Cagliostro is a very on the ground.
On the ground.
Bound
yeah.
to the earth,
Yeah.
of course.
Yeah, of course.
It's a practical, littling, very experienced. But it's one of the first. So, and he try to do things on the ground together with his folk.
The extra character will be, we actually made it with with you guys at the beginning of this live stream, and the extra character will be I can find her, will be a Slua animal handler with a moth. Her name is Elsie, and the moth is named the Captain, and she will be an animal handler Slua vocation, new vocation dynamic duo from the city of Glasburg in the realm, and she will be outside for some reason.
In the meantime, we surpassed the 533,000 euros, leaving a little less than 7,000 euros to our next stretch goal. It's incredible. Every time I'm seeing this, train keeps going
7K.
and thing, whatever, into over and over and over again. So, what will happen next? Who knows?
We'll see. And I can't believe, I just realized we are 40,000
Yes,
euros.
exactly 40. No, more than 40,000 euros above Outgun Adventure. It's incredible.
It's honestly too much. Cannot.
Yes.
We are joking right now, but really, I don't know if I can express properly how overwhelming this is, how crazy this is that we even got close to 500, not to mention like 523. Maybe we are really actually aiming for 530, which would be insane. And also, before announcing the stretch goal, I'm just right now realizing that I should have checked the page count to see if I can actually fit this character in the saga, but I will manage somehow. Because with all the stretch goal, I am losing count, and I don't want the box to be bigger than the first one, so I have to try and see where
We
are.
will need a lot of time to balance the new books out with each other and check all the things that we unlocked.
7K, can we make 7,000 more euros and unlock Elsie and the captain? And why do you think so?
I think well, it would be really nice if we could do so. I'd like to. Yeah. I think she.
Thank you, Gaia. Too kind, really, guys. It should be us making a round of applause for you and for
Oh,
everything, uh, really that you are doing, and for the sheer amount of support. I cannot stress enough how um, I don't want to start playing the violin and get all cheesy and all like saddy and stuff, but really when you close yourself doing a project, work on something like household, and you put all yourself and you write 300 pages to 150 arts, and you strive to achieve the perfection in every detail and to put all these kind of hidden messages around, and you want to create something that is deep and that is different, you find yourself asking why are we doing this when you are like working for 15 hours straight, don't take a day off for months, didn't have any kind of vacation whatsoever, we were working on household constantly, and you're like, well, why are we even doing this? Nobody cares if we are historically accurate with this uniform, if we add this particular, like the helmet. We fought a lot about the helmet of Titania. Like, what do people even care what she's wearing as a crown? And to see this incredible success, this support, all of you staying with us at midnight, it's
yeah.
gives back. It's so, thank you. Can't say anything but thank you. Grazie mille ragazzi, anche italiani, cioè stiamo parlando tanto in inglese male, ma grazie anche agli italiani che ci seguite nonostante la barriera linguistica. Vi sentite questo film di Scorsese con noi che parliamo italo-americano. Grazie. Thank you, Gaia.
Thank you, sorry.
There are some first day household fans in the chat. Thank you, Soren, and we are. I can tell you that once you are here, once you achieve this, and I hope you do, if you haven't already, it's really incredible. I have to say several.
I have my entire table here is covered by like pieces of paper with ideas that we were writing for stretch goals on the go.
I have
It's I don't know, man.
several years ago, I had a chance to meet a singer that I follow and that I appreciate, and I was like at a concert. I told him, "You must hear this all the time, but really appreciate your music. It changed my life. It helped me through some times." And it just kind of stopped me and said, "I'll tell you what, they've said this to me before, but you never get tired of people loving you or loving what you do. So say it again. I will listen." And that's the say. I believe that's some people are like, you gotta be used to achieving success and crowdfunding. That's the second this year that is going huge. You act like every time like you are surprised, but really you never get tired of finding out that people are actually caring, for what you do.
And sometimes it happens then when you work a lot, you can also forget it. But a moment like this helps you keep going for an entire year.
Yeah. And in 6 months, next time we are here, we will act surprised again because we were being close doing our stuff, not talking to anyone. Also, we do a weird job because most of our backers, I believe 95% of our backers are in the United States or in Europe. So actually no one around us know what we do.
And it's also,
So it's also weird.
hard to explain what we do. So
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, it's very hard.
Can you imagine going to a bar or a restaurant and people ask, what you do for a living? Let's say you are like, yeah, we write RPG, tabletop RPGs, and people are like, good
what's
for
an
you.
RPG? you know, like Dungeons and
Like
Dragons.
Risk
I heard
with
about
the
Dungeons and Dragons.
thanks.
Yes, but like the best we
Like
can have.
Monopoly, it's
Yeah.
the
Yeah,
biggest things I hear
Ah,
every
like
time.
Monopoly.
Yeah,
Sort of.
even when you go to pay taxes and they say, "What's your job?" Actually, it's very hard explaining it because in Italy we don't have like an exact name for this job at all. You have to be at the agent.
But anyway, thank you very much. Thank you, Grelo, and thank also for we.
Monopoly also the edition confirmed.
Yes, of
Probably.
course.
Sometimes.
The first actual sites Monopoly you can play in your app.
It would be the easiest way to explain our job to
Yeah.
people. Yeah, we should do a Monopoly.
Well, it should be fun. You pass from Glassburg all the way up to Astrabia, to High Astrabia. Yeah.
Why not?
Passando per Pozzo Profondo, che non mi ricordo come si chiama.
Deep down.
Yes,
Deep
yeah,
down.
deep down.
Do people think you're making up the job so you can work underworld jobs? I don't know. I think they just basically the look that people give me when I say I'm an RPG designer, they're like, oh, so you are unemployed. I'm sorry for you. But basically,
Yeah.
that's like, oh, that's a made up job. And when I was a little bit younger, they would take it a little bit better. Like, okay, you're making up a job. You're young. Now I'm getting older. They're like, okay, it's getting sad. Find a real job. And I'm like, yeah, and
Yeah, but you can make any money with the job. Is literally the second things they ask you.
Yeah. How much money do you make? That's I don't know if that's standard around the world, but that's in Italy. That's the only measure if you have a real job. How much money do you make? That's the only thing.
I agree with Soren that half of the jobs are made up, more than half, in my opinion, in this period of historical time. So yes,
I'm
I
sorry,
agree.
Kat. It's
Wonderful.
it's like if you don't work for the government or you're not a a police officer or a physician or a lawyer. If you don't got one of those profession that you can find in a
In a TV series.
yeah
Period drama.
yeah well, like in a school book, like those five that they teach you when you
You're
are
an
learning
employee,
That's
a
proud.
policeman,
Soccer
a
player.
doctor.
yeah basically if you don't match any of the village people outfit, that's not a real job in Italy. That's you can quote me on that. Why not household LARPs? There have been some people talking about making household LARPs. I wouldn't know where to start, but
Yeah,
so good. I believe it's going to be a hard.
it's hard to make. Yeah, it's really. I think it would be a little expensive for.
Yeah, for the-
You have to have at least one giant cup. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or
yeah.
something like that, or a giant teapot, or something like that.
Sorry, now you can see in Denmark.
Yeah.
I was in Italy back in September. I got asked how much I earn with my job. After that. Step one, build a really big house.
Step 2 question mark. Step 3 profit. We know the drill. It's. I think the train is slowing down. I'm starting to fear that we will not be able to unlock this LC, and I will have to invent something to make her exist without actually unlocking her in the books, because now I'm getting attached, but I also have a policy.
Yeah.
And without a policy, we are
In chaos.
in chaos.
We have 7,700 more or less 6,700 euros away from our next stretch goal.
Rico, we should do it anyway. You
No,
know you want it.
No.
Chaos
I'm
is
not.
good. Chaos is good.
What do you say, Matt?
This is the way.
Chaos is good.
No, I'm not going to do it.
Whatever.
Mod is not going to bribe me into unlock stuff that we haven't unlocked, because that's the beauty of the crowdfunding.
Yes, it's honest.
Making. Yes, if we start breaking the rules of self, that nothing makes sense. I always like, especially when people didn't know us before. Now people are, I think, are starting to know us a little bit, that they know that we are not going to unlock them anyway. But in the first campaign, like Broken Compass and Outgunned, the first one, they were like, when we were announcing stretch goals, they were like, yeah, we're not going to make it. And someone would go, oh, don't worry, they're going to unlock it anyway. And I was like, no, we're not. Like under every comment.
People are still on the fence with us. Oh, and the train is still going. The people are still on the fence with us because we didn't unlock the last stretch goal of the Broken Compass campaign back in 2021, I think. But yeah, we didn't. We didn't reach it, and we didn't unlock it.
Yeah, there's precedent. We didn't unlock it for Broken Compass.
That's right.
There was a stretch goal, and we didn't unlock it.
That's right.
Also for Outgun, there was a stretch goal. It was like for a really stupid stretch goal, because we were going, and we started saying stupid stuff. It was, I believe, a second pencil of something, and we didn't actually unlock it. No gift for the community. I'm sorry. This is not a religious...
We do gift every time, it, but not this one. This one is specifically a stretch goal. Maybe something different, who knows?
How are we when awake? Well, it's just midnight here in Italy. So usually our bedtime would be like in half an hour, 1 hour. Our usual bedtime, at least for us. Simone got a small son. So
I am dying inside because I have a little
earlier.
kid that will be up very early tomorrow.
It seems that we are here, but we are actually already sleeping inside. So
yeah.
I'm like the albatross.
Last
half the brain at the time it's awake and the other half is asleep at any given moment.
Last time we made the mistake of actually closing the campaign at midnight. So last time the overtime mode started at midnight.
That was a mistake. But we were destroyed. We ended up at 2 a.m.
And so what happened last time is that basically we had some funny friends that at 4 a.m. we were like, please let us go to sleep, and there was some friends who was keep adding like €5 to keep the train going. And at a certain point I was writing, please. Let me go to sleep. And they were like smiling because they worked at night, so they were like hee. So yeah, jokes on us, but I believe that we either going to hit 5:30 or we are going to stay here maybe half past midnight, and then we are going to close the live stream anyway. I'm hoping that we could get a little bit of a boost and reach the 5:30 live. If that doesn't happen, then we are going to sleep, and we'll see tomorrow if we have unlocked little Elsie, or if she will be lost forever, never to be heard again. That's also a possibility.
That's bad.
Yes.
If we reach 5:30, we will be the 8th most funded RPG campaign on BuggerKit. That's
yes, the next one is exactly 529,000. Now it's in dollar, so I should.
This is something, I don't know if Martin is still there, but this is something that BuggerKit
we tell them every single time, but
BuggerKit
they
needs to fix
cannot
because
Martin is
So
ready
they
to
just
start
use
to speak.
the pure number and not the change in different, it's euros, dollars, or pound. There are a lot of friends who are doing crowdfunding in pounding, so it's even more valuable, etc.
The highest it's 5 million, so it'll take us. I believe we are going to go to sleep before hitting 5 million.
That's for sure.
But
Unless one of you has 4,500,000 euros in here to give to the
if you
cause,
have like,
it's very, very unlikely.
yeah, if you have like 32,000 friends that want to jump in, that might be the right moment to.
Hi,
And
Matt.
also,
Yes,
Simone,
it's
why
still going.
why do you still have this thumb up?
Well, no, it's not. I don't see it.
You had it on your face. Stop boomerang in our live stream.
I don't know. My only presence
Yeah,
here is
you are
conjuring.
raising the age of this live stream. Hey,
There's a
Matt,
question
yes.
of Gnome's hereditary contract. Could them calcificate themselves partially or only wholly?
There probably will be some kind of narrative calcificated part of their body, but like only for scenic purpose. So
It
yeah,
unlocks the stone punch.
yeah,
thing.
exactly. But nothing that has high impact in the game. But mostly they will calcificate their whole body. Also, you have to consider that when they calcificate a part of their body, that part gets stuck. They cannot actually
Yes.
move it. So it becomes
Remember,
kind of
I
useless.
always tell this to everybody I spoke to, even during conventions. Household littlings does not follow the rule of physics. So if they get calcified, they get stuck. They are not like, the force, like Enrico said, of the punch, because it's just no, it doesn't work like that. Contracts are more powerful than the law of physics or gravity. That's the rule of household. For
Ci
the same
chiedono se
reason,
sarà l'audio guida.
sprite of the sylphs can ingest air to become lighter. Then that doesn't make absolutely no sense, physically speaking, but that's how it works in household. That's exactly how, because the hair, the draft in this case, gave them that kind of hereditary contract.
Ci chiedono se le audioguide saranno anche in italiano. L'ho risposto da qualche parte anche nei commenti, ma i commenti di BakerKit sono un po' caotici. Non lo so. La promessa è che lo faremo in inglese, perché abbiamo già la voce, già abbiamo parlato, abbiamo sistemato tutto. Quindi
Sicuramente il povero Joe
in
non sa
inglese.
parlare italiano.
Se avremo la possibilità di farlo anche in italiano, cercheremo di farlo anche in italiano. Se non avremo la possibilità, non avremo la possibilità. Però diciamo che questo è uno stretch code dell'ultimo minuto. Non siamo riusciti ad assicurarci di poterlo fare bilingua. Ci proviamo, detta proprio fuori dai denti. Se ve lo faremo sapere dopo Natale, appena abbiamo qualche dato un po' più certo. Questo è un po' il problema degli stretch goal fatti.
Yes, Soren, all the books are coming both in Italian and in English. As stated during the campaign, we are just talking about the audio guide, the two audio guides we actually unlocked and that we will record just in English. For sure, we will try to have an Italian version also of those two, but frankly, we don't know right now. The promise of the stretch code is to have the English audio guide. We will try to have an Italian version as well. We'll let you know. Grazie, ragazzi, farei il possibile, non ho proprio la voce giusta con Erasmo, anche se datemi un altro annetto col pupo, probabilmente mi verrà, ma insomma,
mettiamo
grazie.
Un panno bagnato su la
No,
notte
forse
sotto la
ormai
finestra.
la mia salute degenera molto rapidamente. Sorry for the Italian.
10 minutes to go. Again, we are
Yes.
officially 2 hours after the end of the campaign, so it means that we have been live for 2 hours and a half, which is a long time. I'm short on things to say. Do you have something that you want to say?
Right now, I can't think of anything. I'm afraid.
You only got
10
2
minutes
hours and a
again.
half to
Sorry,
think about
yes.
it.
10 minutes again. All it's like Groundhog Days, I was called in English. I don't know. Sometimes, finally, 6 minutes left to the end of the campaign. Then you blink, finally, 10 minutes left. What? What?
I have to say that the train is an evil instrument of the devil, and the overtime mode is an eviler instrument of an eviler devil. Someone was curious about the holiday story hooks. Can you share anything about those? So what can we say about the idea is that in Household Volume 1 somehow you have some sidebars that will tell you stories that are meant to be story hooks. Like for example, there is one in Unter, in the realm, where it say that at certain point in Unter there was some earwigs, some insect that got loose from the in-betweens and started roaming around the city, at the point that the guards, that the gendarmes had to call for citizens to help them defeat these monsters and take them back, etc., etc. So that's kind of an adventure prompt that you got there. And we will have some adventure prompt for the garden as well. But then we thought about having some specific for the different season, because we are applying different rules to different seasons, different enemies even to the season, different rules for traveling and charts. And so it made sense for us to kind of use these story hooks to possibly highlight some of the feature
Things
of a
that unique
specific
things that happen only during certain seasons.
And we are unsure if this is going to be something that you will find in the season section of the book. Like we start talking about winter and winter rules and winter charts, and then you have your winter adventure hooks, or maybe something that you find in the garden section, where you are, for example, we are talking about the fountain, and then you have a sidebar of a winter adventure for the something that only happens in winter. Like for example, in winter the fountains get frozen and you can ice skate, and there is something that happens when people go ice skating there, etc., etc., and you have this like quarter of page of a story hooks. We don't know, we still don't know, we will see when we get to the layout where it fits better. Thank you, John, and happy to keep you company after work. No wonder you work 15 hours a day. Yeah. Question for Daniela. Apologies if been asked by 100 times, but have you snuck the team into any of the charter heart? I think it's some c'è qualcuno del team?
The team.
No, di noi, no.
Think so.
I don't think so. We did that just for Broken Compass and in two cases for Outgun.
No, I believe in Household there is
nobody. Yeah.
And Household is a much more serious, even too serious project for us. So even making a character live with you as we did today, this is a bit of a stretch for us. This is a little bit outside of our comfort zone for Household. But but yes, we actually all the characters are
Born to be in household.
yeah,
Yeah.
are
Yes.
born to convey a specific message. There's a little bit of storytelling, so yeah, there's possibly some similarities because Daniela see her faces all the time, so it must be that. It could be that. No real life models. No, I believe sometimes an actor as a starting point, sometimes, but
Nothing
it's
that
very
was
loose. I believe
intentional.
like Brave Spine started
With Sean Bean.
with Sean Bean, so
That-
you can
Yeah.
see there's I believe you cannot
The
see Sean
young
Bean,
Very
Sean
young
Bean,
Sean
I don't
Bean.
remember the movie reference.
but we start from very like we take some, or Valentin Dulamp, I believe, started from Kristen Stewart,
Yeah.
something like that. Then they change a lot, but we have some starting points sometimes. I don't remember others right now. Paracelso as Jefferson for no, that's I can't help seeing Simone in Erasmo. That's not intentional. I believe it's the beard, and Simone is a Bogart-looking guy.
Paracelsus
Yes, I-
Jefferson. He just.
Paracelsus
yeah.
as Jefferson. That's intentional.
Yeah.
Paracelsus, it's the big, I believe, the highest merit for Daniela in household. Paracelsus is what usually we struggle a little bit with, especially when we have very important character. We have a lot of discussions. Like I portray them in a certain way. Daniela wants to portray them in a different way, and sometimes we have to compromise, and sometimes we will do my way, and sometimes we will do Daniela's way, and the usual. With Paracelsus is nothing like I had pictured it.
Yeah, Paracelsus was the character that you asked me before starting working
Yeah.
on household.
Because I had a clear idea of Paracelsus. That's why I'd ask him first. And the idea was Paracelsus was much more British, more squared feature, and it has this kind of wig, like those wig that you can see on a founding father, or on a judge, like this very curly white wigs. It was very like the King of Hearts on a deck of French cards, like something like that. So it was very different because it was meant to be dusty, and
And when he said dust, I thought about a group of dust. I don't know how it's called. In Italy, we call them gatti di polvere. So
yeah.
It's like dust cat, we say in Italy,
Dust
when you
cat.
have a lot of dust that forms this like of creature, but a bowl of some sort full of dust.
I didn't think of that
Dust
as
bunnies.
something.
Okay.
Dust bunnies.
Bunnies,
Dust
okay.
bunnies.
I didn't think of that as something that it's dirty. I think I thought of it as something that was fluffy, incredibly fluffy. So I'd like those big fluffy hair, like a bunny dust.
Let me see if I can find the Paracelsus. And when I saw Paracelsus, for me, the first time that Daniela showed it to me, I hadn't seen Hamilton, the musical. So for me, he was Prince. For me, Paracelsus was Prince. And let me see if I can find Paracelsus for. Yeah, it's the white-haired guy here, and yes, the reason why I was against this version of Paracelsus at the beginning, because it was very it was super white with this fluffy hair, like a dust bunny, and it was for me too similar to Arcadia, because Arcadia also had this kind of sugary, very
They are kind of similar.
Yeah,
in
yeah,
some
very,
way.
very, very
Yeah.
voluminous hair. So yeah, I was unsure about that, but this idea that Paracelsus, which is kind of an enigmatic character, kind of a neutral character, also has this feature that you can clearly see his ethnicity. You cannot not understand. He got some feature of clearly he's a person of color, but he's also white because he's all white. Like he got no color in his clothes, in his face,
Like
in his
covered
hair.
in powder.
Yeah, like it's made of powder basically.
Made of powder, yeah.
And also got this kind of rock star vibe to it, while my idea of Paracelso was um, more witty, more kind of um, more kind of in control, more kind of a charmer. I don't know how to say, like some people, some kind of person who wants to lure you or convince you or even deceive you, while Paracelsus, after Daniela's has worked on him, become this kind of whimsical, like genius lost in his own thought because he got these big eyes and it's um, wandering around the house and making discoveries. So it kind of changed the route, and I believe
He's a
that
little
was
all over the place.
Yeah.
His invention.
yeah, and it makes sense because it's made of dust, so he's like laid
wanders.
down like dust. He take up space.
Yeah.
So yeah. Leader of the glam rock band, yes.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Or as we say with some Italian
He
friends,
seems the kind of guy that has a rock band named after himself.
yeah, the artist formerly known as Paracelsus. Yeah, so that was, I believe, the biggest kind of in change, at least in Household Volume 1, that you did to one of the characters.
It's also we like to remember the fact that we also scrapped out Gwen first before it became a character.
Yeah. Because there people were asking how we came up with the saga of the Fragile Piece instead of a classing campaign, and the reason is simple. We didn't basically Household, this was the first edition of Household, was our first game. We had no intention whatsoever of making a game. We were making a book that you could play. We could make it. We were making something for us that wasn't meant to be read by anyone else. And so we did Household, and it was just Household Volume 1 with a rough system that was later fixed. It wasn't that good, but it had the prototype of how we roll dice nowadays. And so we did Household Volume 1, and after Volume 1 we wanted to jump in doing Household Volume 2, but we still had to, we made a contract, we still had to sell copies of Household Volume 1, so the publisher back then in Italy asked us to make a supplement for Household, make something, so that when we go to a convention we have something to sell and we can sell Household and we can make an announcement. So it was born like this, and so we had this character, we had this idea that we have made to showcase the various character, the various folk and various profession. And so we decided with Daniela to finish this character, made them in complete illustration and write stories about this character. Should have been like normal pre-made characters that it got out of hand, 1 page of background for each, and then we started writing this adventure. And
it took you like 2 months to write it all? Kind of?
Yeah, 1 month and a half. I was closed in my
summer,
room.
I remember.
Yeah.
And you called me every day.
Yeah, to kind of
tell me, I came up with the story of this character. It's like this, but with this twist. Tell me what to think about. It's really nice.
It
They
was
like, "Oh, they are so cute. I like this one."
terrible. It was very difficult because you have
I remember.
24 character born in the same place, roughly the same year. All their stories would have to talk about power from a different angle. So at a certain point, you kind of
It was hard with the backstory, and it was harder with
yeah
the
with the
story
stories you have
itself.
to
'Cause,
make them
yeah,
intertwine, and so it was difficult. But yeah,
24 characters are a lot. Are really a lot.
hi Chloe, thank you for being here and have a good night's sleep. And we'll tell you tomorrow.
Thank
We
you,
have
Chloe.
2 minutes left. There's a chance that we go to sleep
Oh.
ourselves right now. And I know, Soren, but that's what I'm a writer, so I write with the storm, with sun and with snow. I write. Will one day make household media novels, comic board games, and shows? Possibly, if they allow
We'd
us
like to. Yeah, we'd really like.
100 seconds to go. It's getting there, and
Boom! And it came right back.
I was sure this time that was the end of it, but it will never
I
end.
was ready. I was already in bed. Another one. Okay, everybody.
Yeah, comic book. We did actually met a comic book back then, and it was our worst campaign ever. This is the comic book that me and Daniela made. It's called Parsifal.
It was a great experience, but no one bite. Literally no one.
It's literally no one. Like, it's the highest amount of work that we ever did in our life.
Yeah.
So many months to make this comic book about a young girl who is actually a knight of the round table in medieval Britannia. And actually no one gave a single boop. So there's that's part of an artist's life. You make something, you don't get paid for 6 months doing them, and
You are
then
still proud of it.
yeah, you are happy that you did, and you realize that you need to get paid to survive, and that's why you end up doing something else.
In the meantime, while I really would like to go to bed, we just surpassed even 524,000 euros, leaving a little less than 6,000 euros until our next stretch goal. Aria is not.
Aria is not
She's
happy.
thinking the same as me. She wants to go to bed. She really wants you to go to bed, Rico.
Can we stay a little longer?
I don't think so. Yeah. I want to go to bed.
No, actually, it's very much. Parsifal is practically not just sold out. It's really finished. I think I personally have just like one copy.
I have
we
like
have
5.
Yeah, we have 5.
Not even seeing it. It was.
But yeah, it was.
We printed like a ridiculous amount of copies back then. It was Italian only. Well, I don't remember, Rico. Maybe 300 copies of
300
it.
copies, which between the.
It was less than 500 copies, so really. Thank you.
It's yeah, it was a beautiful experience. Really, I really coming from the movie industry, I love doing storyboards. So it was very good working with Daniela doing. Sometimes I have to show you. I did all the storyboards for Parsifal, but I also do some of the early sketches. How should we call them for household? I do like
rough sketches.
I'd
I'd like to show you something that Rico did, but I think
no, I don't think it's in the book. But rough. You cannot
You still
Can
can
you-
see it
yeah, it's
under
the-
the pictures, but
The emphasis is on rough. It's not on sketches. It's rough sketches, and
this chicken is amazing. By
Yeah.
the way.
yeah, and so I enjoy like doing stuff. Yep. So that's a lot of fun working at. Also, we have a
What time is
very
it there? It's 20 minutes past midnight.
See,
Dear
Daria,
Dirty Toes. It's very late.
can we stay another 10 minutes? No.
Yes, true. The system, for the ones of you who doesn't know, the systems we invented pretty much this system back then in 2019, more or less, when me and Rico used to live together in the same house, in that house that you can see behind him. We were working on household, but we hadn't any sort of system. We tried a lot of different ideas. We not very happy results, and one night was very late, like 11 p.m. midnight. We were tired and hungry, so I went in the kitchen to make some pasta, probably something like that. I don't remember. We were younger. We can also eat pasta for dinner. That's how young we were back then. Rico started tossing randomly bunch of D6s. I have a lot of D6 in what was my home because I'm an old, Warhammer Fantasy player, so I had a ton of D6s laying around. He started tossing them, and while I was cooking, I hear that he was very happy when he made. Oh, look! He's very lucky at our own system. Oh, look! I had 4-6. I will casually relaunch the rest of the dice. Wow! Now we have 5-6s. This makes me very happy, and so we just praise it out a little bit. For wait, what did you say? And then we passed the rest of the night until the morning doing some calculation. We do our maths, but we are very, very slow at maths because, I have a PhD in philosophy and Rico in history of art. So between the two of us, we are not exactly mathematician, so, but we managed to go there. We were touched by these, it just makes us happy to do matches. It was easy to spot. It was not relevant the type of dice you roll unless it had all different phases. It was very cool, and with a pretty much great surprise, nobody ever used something like this in the past. So we were just like, okay, that's great, that's cool. And we started with that, and we work on it, starting in the first household, then Broken Compass, that came back in the new edition of Household when it had our most complete version that was finalized, of course, during Outgunned in the Director's Cut system.
Love to see the calculation. There are in Outgunned. We didn't put the chart in Household,
No.
but there are in Outgunned. There are specific reason why we choose to avoid that in Household, but
It's not that kind of book, House.
yeah. But you can find it even in the PDF or around. There are people who have shared them, so I believe you can find them. 3 minutes to go. Yes, in the second chapter, the blue one, there is a picture of a man in
Page,
a blue vest.
I don't remember.
So
Page
another thing
67.
Another thing that was important for the development of the system was that we played with a common friends that haven't actually ever played an RPG. And this friend we played a kind of OSR kind of RPG, very like I don't remember the game, but it was like roll to see if you hit the enemy, roll to see if the enemy has hit you, and whatnot, kind of classic standard old school RPG. And this friend rolled the dice and got a 2 and was killed by the enemy and was like, well, what can I do? No, I'm sorry. The enemy rolled the dice. The GM rolled the die, and the enemy got just killed their character, or whatever. And they were like, what can I do to save my character? And we were like, nothing. You've been hidden. You died, basically. Yeah, that's how the game goes. And they were like, well, that's not fair because I haven't done anything. I just took the hit. It was not my turn. I couldn't do anything. It was not my choice. I'm getting punished for nothing. And that's, of course, it's weird for a role player. But you can kind of understand that the people that never actually role played was like, what kind of game is this that you roll a dice and say, okay, you are dead. And so we were discussing with Simone, how can we make people responsible for their outcome? And of course, you cannot always make that because there's some kind of alia, there's some kind of randomness in RPGs. You finished?
Nah.
Thank you.
It's getting louder and louder.
But in household and outcount, thank you, Aria. When you roll dice, you always got most of the time you got a chance to re-roll the dice. And when you re-roll the dice and you fail and you lose your first success and you lose everything because you go all in or whatnot, that is your fault. You've got some agency into rolling and re-rolling and re-rolling for a second time, and that's what we liked about the system. The idea that you were not kind of pushing your luck. There's many games when you push your luck once in a while, but in Outcast or in Household, most of the time you are re-rolling your dice. So there is a choice, and there is
yes,
agency.
You have power over your final result, of course.
Yeah.
It's random, but you have power to decide whether or not to risk and to reroll. So we find it pretty cool, more engaging for the players.
We are 3 hours into this live stream, and I believe, Simone, that it might be time for us to retire.
Say goodbye and good night.
The train is still going.
We are still 6 minutes and something away from the end.
I'll tell you that if we manage, I don't know, at this point I think we are slowing down, but if we manage to reach 5:30, I will not be adding another stretch goal, I can tell you that, given it's midnight. So that little girl that you see on the right, not Daniela, but Elsie, will be our final stretch goal, and we see if we manage to unlock.
Right now, she's still alive, like the captain.
Yeah.
Right now. For now.
So you can find the link here to back this campaign, and if you don't back every 10 minutes, this little Slovaker will cease to exist.
Will never exist. Will came back from the to the limbo.
Back
from
high,
that
back
was
now.
Conjured by Daniela. I know it's sad, but it's the harsh truth of this universe.
Guys, how many of you, we started with more than 120 people. Now there's still 50 of you. I hope that some of you joined later, that you're not here for 3 hours straight.
For three hours ago.
We had a blast.
It's been also fun. It's been really fun.
I can tell you that this was an easy campaign. Everything went well. There wasn't no accent where there were no people complaining. There was everyone was happy all the time. Everyone was supportive. This was a blast. Tomorrow we will sit like the meme of El Chavo, like from Narcos, like looking around without nothing to do. During this campaign, we've also been to PAX Unplugged in Philadelphia for the first time. Can you imagine in 3 days going, while you're on a record-breaking campaign, you go casually to Philadelphia and come back, and we actually had to draw a stretch goal on a piece of paper.
Flight in 4 days.
Thank you, Jamie.
A lot of 3 hours
Thank
club.
you, Princess
Yeah.
Joy. Thank you, Gaia. And let me tell you that for us, Two Little Mice, this has been the most incredible year. Not only did we manage to acquire back all our games, which was huge for us, not only did we break all kind of record with Outbound Adventure. Not only we presented Memento Mori, which was the first game that we published that was not actually made by us, but by some very cool friends. Not only did we make the fifth edition, the 5e edition of Household called Adventures in the Outworld, so we brought Household to even more players. Not only we managed to do the Household Volume 2 campaign, which is just huge by itself because there's a lot of work. We won a couple of Ennies. We signed a deal with frigging Free League.
It's impossible to accept the fact that all the things that we are now casually talking about and that happened to us since January this year actually happened in just 1 year span. It's incredible. If I gotta tell you that Memento Mori campaign, we were here for the first time on Bucket Kit. It was our first campaign on Bucket Kit, we were still learning the ropes, of how this works. Yes, another train is going. Of how is going, and every single thing. Now we are here with Household after beating all records without Gun Adventure just 5 months ago. I don't know, 6. I don't know. Something like that. And now we are here doing the unthinkable. Not just because it's an historic moment, but I can assure you that the day before the campaign started, we were here. Me, Rico, and Daniela, and all the other collaborators. We spoke with, Martin Poole from Backakit and all the others, people from Backakit helping us, working with us on this campaign, and nobody, not a single soul could hope, not even prevent hope to reach such heights and to reach these many people. We are talking 3,424 bakers. That means like 60 less than Outcome Adventure, that for an infinite series of reasons is much easier. I can assure you, it's an easier game to sell to people. You have classic pulp adventure on one time and a incredible, complex and deep lore on the other hand, with fairies and little cute things. So can you see the huge difference between these two products? And yet here we, and the train is still going while I'm chatting about, rambling about stuff. It's incredible. So yeah, thank you. I'm full of emotion right now. I'm also very tired. My voice is slowly ending. And thank you.
This campaign has been the cherry on the cherry on the cherry on the cherry on the top of a glorious year. So thank you, everyone. Hopefully we'll deliver and we'll still be there in 2025 to celebrate 5 years of Two Little Mice, and hopefully at least 5 more years of awesome projects still to come. Thank you, guys. We'll see you tomorrow with or without Elsie and the captain.
Good night.
Bye.
Everybody.